Hey everybody, I'm John.
And I'm Claire.
And we're doing Unit 5, From Cannes to Ukraine. Mm-hmm. And this one basically is talking about the Cannes Film Festival, or Cannes Film Festival, whatever you want to say, but also something a little, sobering that happened there, which is a little bit of a documentary that had some similarities with the Ukrainian situation and war as we speak.
Yeah, kind of a almost spooky coincidence it turned out to be.
What was your favorite movie this year?
This year? Oh, it's hard to pick, but I think I'm going to go for Doctor Strange 2. I am a massive Marvel fan. I know it's not that cool, but I can't help myself.
Did you watch Thor yet?
No, I haven't seen Thor, but no spoilers. I intend to see it.
You intend to see it, yeah. Are you a Benedict Cumberbatch fan, or are you just Marvel in general?
It's Marvel in general, but also I do love Benedict as Doctor Strange. He plays him so well. If you were a fan of the comic books, then you'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, all those comic book fans out there. No, he does play him very well. I like that a lot. I don't know the comic book Iron Man, but I'm really glad they had Robert Downey Jr. do it. I never read the comic books, to tell the truth.
Actually, not really much of Iron Man in my history. I was a more mystical magic Doctor Strange. That's my guy.
Well, then that's right up your alley. Yeah. For me, I think it was, I did not watch many movies this year. The ones that I can remember are, Morbius, which is definitely not my favorite.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, I see it if you want to have time wasted for a couple hours. But yeah, I would have to say, since I haven't watched too many, my favorite was Thor.
So you really think I should see it?
Yeah, it was very funny. There's parts of the humor that may not be your style, and then there's parts that could be your style. They have a few different styles of humor in there that can work in many different ways. So yeah, I liked it, but it was also just an entertaining movie. I wouldn't call it like box office, like, wow, this movie was so good of values and like makes me think. No, it's just entertaining fun.
Yes, that's Marvel in a nutshell.
And I'm going to ask you if you've visited France, because I have not, and I don't know if I ever will.
You're not excited by the prospect?
Now, looking at some pictures of the French Riviera, I was like, this could be a beautiful place to go, but there's plenty of beautiful places in the world that come maybe before that one area of France.
Well, true. I suppose I have never visited the French Riviera, but I have visited Paris. And I think, like a lot of people who visited pre-pandemic when it was full of tourists, it ended up being a little bit of a disappointment because it's not like the movies. It's not empty. It's not your Paris. It's not as romantic and glittering. So I feel like it's set up by its reputation. It cannot be anything other than a disappointment, I think.
Yeah. Now, when I went to New York for the first time and I saw some parts that were filmed in movies, what shocked me the most is how small the actual things are compared to how big they looked in the movies. Was that true for Paris?
Yes, yes. The Eiffel Tower isn't as big as you think it is. It's pretty big, don't get me wrong, but, I don't know what I was imagining, but something bigger than that, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's a little bit sad on that part. Well, let's go ahead and read this article a little bit more deeply and then come back with a good review.
Unit 5, From Cannes to Ukraine. The Cannes Film Festival celebrated its 75th anniversary this year, but the tone of the celebration was unusually serious because of the tragedy currently unfolding elsewhere in Europe. Director Sergei Loznitsa, who had been making a documentary about the civilian suffering of World War II when the war began in Ukraine, was shocked by the similarities between what happened then and what is happening now. He and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky used the occasion to plead for an end to the war.